are looking for some kind of fulfillment. That is absolutely okay. If you're seeking money, recognition, fame, self-respect, whatever you're seeking is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong in that. But how we are approaching the work is actually causing stress. That is actually putting us into anxiety. So the approach needs to be corrected. That is what we are going to learn this week, how to approach the work and what is the exact secret of mastering the work. So today, let me quickly share my screen. All right. So most of the people, we are not working. We are actually psychologically negotiating with the future. We are somehow psychologically dependent on the outcome of the work that we are doing. It can be anything. It can be security. It can be um, recognition, fulfillment, whatever it is. The outcome that is going to come is having a dependency that we need to do it. So while working, the mind is constantly asking, like, will this succeed? Will I get the outcome? What if I fail? What will people think? So most of the time, the action that you're doing in the present moment is not totally involved. Your attention is in the future about the outcome, or you're worrying about you're worrying about the past. So you're totally not into the action completely. So that makes your attention divided, which will reduce the quality of the work. So most of us are not working, we are thinking about the work. So psychological dependence creates anticipation. Usually, whenever we are doing some work, we keep thinking, okay, this is going to happen. That is why I need to work. It can be appraisal, outcome, bonus, recognition, approval, whatever it is. So your mind is stuck with the future. What will happen in the future? The outcome. So that is um, you know, making your attention to be fragmented. Your attachment to the dependence of the outcome is making your attention fragmented. For example, let's see, take this example, like when you want to solve a mathematical problem, 100-step mathematical problem, if you have to get the correct solution, you have to focus on each step and and be totally involved in coming up with the next step, doing the correct step and going for the next step. If you start thinking about, will I get the result, will this lead to the result, will I get the solution at the end, if you keep thinking about it, you will end up messing the mathematical problem. You will not get the result. So the mistake occurs in the middle, and now the result will be wrong if you are anticipating for the result. So the focus on the result disturbs the present step, which usually is producing the result. The present step is going to actually result, give you the actual solution to the problem, but you are disturbing the present solution, present step. So what you're supposed to do is yeah, this is actually also backed by the attention residue research, which was done by Dr. Sophie Leroy in 2009. She did this study to understand the productivity level, how the productivity is affected by our attention going into the future and getting attached to the outcome. So, when our mind is totally attached to the outcome and when we are emotionally invested into what is that we are not going to get from the work that we are going to do, the brain is working in the threat monitoring mode where our cortisols are high, our amygdala activation, which is the stress response, is more, it increases, our flexibility, cognitive flexibility reduces, and the decision quality drops. Overall, this is leading to lower quality of our work just because we are attached to the outcome. So, what happens is when your attention is towards the outcome, your mental bandwidth is consumed for the outcome. Will this succeed? Will I be able to make it? What if this goes wrong? So you're mentally focused and your mental energy is totally getting into the future and it is not put into the action right now. So your productivity naturally goes low. The quality of work that you are going to do will definitely reduce. So this will create attention fragmentation. You get into rumination of what will happen, and you will have performance anxiety. So whenever you have to present something or you have a deadline, it starts creating anxiety, like will I be able to make it or not? Instead of focusing on the present step, you are totally in anxiety mode. So they say that in this study, the attention residue is reducing the productivity because you are in the past and the future. It is reducing your productivity by 40%, and you cannot make right decisions, and your memory capacity comes down because your attention is fragmented. You cannot remember things which are important. So your nervous system moves from creative engagement to outcome vigilance. So, the actual secret of work is to work for the sake of work, not for the sake of result, but for the completeness of the action itself. Here, if you just take an example of an archer who is trying to shoot, if that person starts thinking about winning, about the prize, about the applaud, his hands will start trembling. All that he needs to do is just complete the action of shooting. His, if even an inch of attention, if it goes into the future, he cannot hit the target. So our complete focus should be for the sake of completion of that action, whatever we are doing. If we are totally involved in the present action, the result is inevitable. You don't have to actually work for result. The result will naturally be a consequence of right action. Why will the result not come if you're totally into the work, involved, and the quality will definitely be high, right? If you are totally involved. So instead of focusing on the future, on the outcome, not being attached to the result, if you can totally work for the sake of work, forgetting yourself, going beyond the mind, that will give the highest quality of work. So it's just like if all the steps are correct, the answer must be, you should be coming with the solution, right? That's how the secret of work is. If you can achieve anything through work once you understand the secret of work. So don't be result oriented, become a karma yogi. If you are result oriented, your mind is going to be always anxious, stressed, and deprived with energy. If you can become a karma yogi, go beyond mind and be in the present moment when your focus is not in the past or the future but completely in the now, the quality of work becomes the ultimate. When the quality is ultimate, your work itself will create its own demand. That your work itself will create opportunities will come finding you. And the result is the beauty of being in the present moment and totally being involved is the joy is the byproduct of what you do, because you will start enjoying it instead of being anxious about the future. So if you can bring presence and joy into the present action that you're doing, you will become a karma yogi. So that is what we are going to practice this whole week, to be totally involved in whatever we are doing by dropping the expectations, staying completely involved in the action. So once you start doing it, friends, you will see the magic, how the involvement, by dropping yourself completely into the action, immersing into the action completely, you will start seeing that you will gain material success, you will gain inner clarity, you will start learning through every action. So being a karma yogi is in itself a path to enlightenment. That is why karma yoga is a part of yoga, along with Raja Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Gnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Karma Yoga is a part of yoga because through your actions, you can achieve anything that you want if you can detach yourself from the action. So, this is what we are going to practice this whole week. Any action that you're going to do, please do it for the sake of action, for the sake of work, without having any self interest or result orientedness in it. So, with that understanding, let's intend for the day. So, I request all of you to close your eyes and intend for the day. Today, let me choose to work with presence. Let me act with total involvement. Let my work be complete in itself. May my work become a path to enlightenment. Thank you.